Today it's Wednesday, January 8, 2025, and I'm continuing with MA77 from the G63. What I have done, before I send the crankshaft for a light polishing, I wash it, I clean it. I want to get some measurements, and then I'm sending it for one light polishing, alright? One light polishing for the new bearings to don't have any headache. Alright, one light polishing to be everybody happy. Fine. I clean it much better than the connectors. The connectors I haven't washed it, I haven't washed the pistons, nothing. I just pass it through the petrol, I clean the surface, pass through the petrol, and I write the number on them. So then red, yellow, yellow, and red. The fifth it's red, the first and the second is red, and the 3 and 4 it's yellow. Alright, fair enough. Then this is corresponding to the lower bearings, and the lower bearings I have it here. These two supposed to be the red ones. Alright, this is the yellow and yellow, and the last one, it's again red. Yeah, you see this C and R. Alright, that's how that looks like. I'll be happy if all of them was like this. This is okay. Alright, little bit there. It's not critical. It's gonna work. I mean, okay, the fifth, it is what it is. But so the surface. You're gonna tell me 110,000 kilometers and to be like that? Yeah. Then upper are all yellow. Part number 52 ending. And the fifth. The upper one, the fifth, it's perfect. It's like brand new. The number 4, here disappear the QR code, but it's okay, it's decent, fine. Number 3, again disappear the QR code there. Number 2, it's okay, nothing wrong. And then number 1 has a little bit of scoring here at this point. I'm gonna put a new one. I'm not gonna reuse this, obviously. This is the thrust washer. This is the upper rear, alright? That has some wear. You see the marks here, here, and here. This is the front upper. That has a slightly here, not that much like the rear one. This is the rear lower, and this is the front lower. That means, just a second, rear, this is the upper, and this is the lower, okay, and this is the front upper, and this is the front lower. We have more contact here at this point, but not that much on the rest. I have to check what's going on there. Yeah, we can see about that. I might need to push the bearing cap. This is the rear one. I need to push it back, let us say, and measure it with the upper thrust washers, and then measure it again with the lower to see that it has the correct range, because it might not sit at all. But you can tell me it doesn't step at all from this side. When it comes the time. Alright. Connector bearings. 1 till 8. And this is the lower one. similar to each other. All right, and let me turn it to see it from up. Let's start from the number 1. Number 6 here has a little bit more wear. Number 1 and number 6. 4, 5, 6 here. That's it for now from the piston connect rods. Here I have the pump. I have the fins, that's in order. All of them they're looking on the right. And I have also one dot. This dot is corresponding to this dot. Here. I want to put again the same position. Alright, like I said yesterday, the housing, it has some wear, it has some vertical lines, you see there. You have these lines, but let me get the last one here. It doesn't have any line here. It's nice and shiny. It's wearing out as it spins. Then it can stay. It can stay. It's a bone stock application. It can last. Now, what about the shaft? Let me show you about the shaft. 1 second. That's what I was explaining yesterday, that with oil it can trick you, it can fool you. You're not gonna see exactly what's going on. Keep in mind that the tensioner is here and it's pulling it this way, the gear, to this side, there. Alright? So if I come here and I make this, you see that? I don't know if it's visible through the camera, what I'm trying to show you. Let me try to support the phone to show you, because if I'm moving the phone and I'm moving also this, you cannot understand nothing. Let's see now if it's a little bit better this way. Wait. Like this, it has much more. I don't know if you can. I hope that I make myself clear. Will it gonna work? Yes, definitely gonna work. This is the wear that has, not the shaft. The shaft is not gonna wear, it's very hard. It's much harder than the aluminum front cover. By the way, it's on the soft jaws and I haven't made even a single scratch to the aluminum plate here. This is acting like a gasket. Alright, I haven't made any single scratch of this. Fine, 1 second. So like any other time with any other oil pump or hydraulic pump, always as soon as you have forces that they're sideways, it's pulling one way, you're gonna have more wear one way. Make sense? Yeah. Back doesn't have so crazy wear. It's not important, the pump. It's not, let's say, there is no lines scoring here. The housing, it can be better than this. If it was mine, will I gonna change it? No, I'm not gonna change it. I'm not gonna put a new pump. I'm gonna put together this pump, put some fresh oil inside, change the solenoid and the cable, and that's it. This is if it was mine. Alright, now I am gonna close the hole, gonna put it back together. Just only if the customer says to me that, you know what, screw it, fuck it, put a new one for peace of mind, I'm gonna put it. It's a 50-50. It's not bad, it will gonna run, it will gonna have an oil pressure, it's fine, but has a wear. Alright, with the proper maintenance, once again, if you open an engine, let us say at 100,000 kilometers, that the customer was changing oil every 7,000-8,000 kilometers, the correct viscosity based on the ambient temperature, alright, not to have minus 30 degrees Celsius and to use in 10W60, and not to have plus 50 and to run 0W30. I hope that makes sense on that. You don't see this kind of wear. I have opened, I don't know how many pumps, from all the engine builds. It doesn't matter if it's Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, Audi, or whatever engine. I'm opening the oil pumps, because if you don't open it, you never know. All right. Then let me remove the bracket. Then we have the intermediate gears here. This is the one that's giving movement to the water pump. All right. That's the inner one. That's on the block, the bolt, and you have the pin that, again, it's supposed to have less wear than this. Keep in mind that this is more hard than the bush that has here inside. There is the bush here inside that always spins. This is stationary, it doesn't spin, and always you see a wear at this point that's polished here, and then 180 degrees from the outside here. At this point. All right. Has some wear, but it doesn't come apart the bush, and this doesn't produce any metallic shavings, any chips or whatever. You get my point, right? I'm just trying to understand from where they're coming the metallic shavings. That's my point. It's not coming from the pump, it's not coming from the main bearings, it's not coming from the connection bearings, it's not coming from the thrust washers. Okay, thermostat all the time. I'm opening the thermostat, it looks beautiful, I don't see any problem. The magnesium housing doesn't have any problem whatsoever. Spring, it's in place. Then we have the other intermediate gear that doesn't give movement to anything. It's just going from one chain to the other. 1 second to see when they're going to stop blowing. Alright, the other gear. 1 second. Let me wipe a little bit the bearing. Yeah, I opened it yesterday, and again I forget that it has a needle bearing. Don't ask me why. Alright, the needle bearing has some lines here on the needles. That's why I was saying yesterday that this is a lack of lubrication for me. Okay. The housing inside, it's been polished. It's supposed to have some machining lines inside. You see on the edges and the middle, it's like it's running the needles on the edges and not in the middle. Fine. Yep, it makes sense actually. I'm going to show you why. Like this shaft, the same thing also with this shaft. Now, if you see the shaft, you see a polishing mark here on the inside. You see where's the wear? And then if you flip it 180 degrees, you see the wear from the other side, here out. And this is because of the forces, or how it's pulling the timing chain. Alright? With a good quality oil, correct viscosity, and it's changed on time, you don't see this kind of wear. I mean, think about it. Think about it. You have a needle bearing here, and you have a stainless steel that has minimum friction, alright? So what you need? You need just some fresh oil, and has also an oil supply here. You see this dot here, the small one? This is corresponding to the oil supply that comes here. It's giving oil till here and spraying oil here inside. So if the oil, it's not oil anymore, you're not gonna have a good lubrication. Also this gear, I'm gonna like to change it. The thrust here front, it doesn't have any problem because it doesn't have so much axle movement. Alright. Finish also with this gear. I already checked the cooling jets. I'm gonna make one fast check outside. I'm gonna check it again. I'm gonna wash them further. Don't be like this. The same thing I'm gonna do to the pistons, because the pistons, okay, from up it looks decent, but from the side, you see the carbon? Skirt looks okay. Not something crazy. Fine. I am gonna strip off completely the piston connectors, wrist pin, piston rings, all out, cleaning it to become perfect. I mean, see the color of the connector rod, see the color of the crankshaft. Still has some burn oil on it. It's not gonna be like that at the end. You're gonna see. Like any other time. I have the followers for the high pressure pumps. What I'm checking to see to don't have any play, any movement here. Once this, and to spin without making sound. Because if it spins rough or if you hear any sound, that means the needles inside are compromised. It's very rare, I haven't seen any, to have a problem, but you never know when it's gonna be the first time. That's why I'm checking after all. And that's it. I reached at 16 minutes. Oh boy, 16 minutes I'm talking. What's my plan? I have the block outside. I'm continuing preparing the block, washing the block. I'm gonna send the crankshaft for one light polishing. We're gonna see again the crankshaft when it comes back from the machine shop. I'm gonna make again video. I wanna see if it's justifying the red color bearings. Okay, why I'm saying that? 52, it's blue. 54, it's yellow. Then 56, it's red. You're gonna tell me yellow, two yellow, and then the red, it's the next one. I'm gonna see about that. I don't like the number 5. It depends. Like I said, it depends what kind of clearance you're gonna give me. Alright, fair enough. Let me put back the oil pump. I'm nervous with the oil pump. Why? Because of this dot. If I miss this dot and this dot, then the fins are gonna mix up. And if I mixed up, it's not the best thing. It's not like if it was a brand new oil pump, that the brand new oil pump, it does have any wear inside, any scoring, anything. You can put the fins wherever you want, but not when it has 110,000 kilometers. Fine. The impeller does have any scoring here, anywhere around actually. Okay. A minor scoring I saw here at this point, but it's not something crazy on the aluminum gasket. We're gonna put the guide pins here inside because that's the order. It's supposed to come here and there, and then we're gonna put on the housing. Anything else? No, nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less for now. Next video, if I found from where it comes, what I cannot open. I cannot open the cam adjusters. The same thing like the M157, same thing also with the M177. I cannot take apart the camshaft adjusters. Alright? And that's it. All the rest I can strip it off. Let's see. It's not gonna be this glitter from cam adjusters. It's very rare to fail a cam adjuster on M157 or M177. It's not impossible, but it's very rare. I haven't found any, till now at least. Keep an eye on it. I'm gonna keep my eyes open. Checking also on the block, the rest of the parts, what's remaining. And moving on. I'm gonna keep, like any other time, the bearings inside here for my reference. I'm gonna see with the new ones how it's gonna be. Fine. I cover not everything. When it comes the time, it's also the cylinder heads up that I have to deal with. We're gonna see also the valves, how it's gonna look like, but later, not now. Now, because I want to send the crankshaft, I put already on the video, we said a couple of things for the piston connectors, the oil pump, the bearings, the intermediate gears over there. That's it. It might have, no, it's not gonna have, because I didn't find anything. I didn't find any glitter. The only place where was the glitter, it didn't even have a glitter even on the cylinder head. Where was the roller, the needles that they came apart? It didn't have any glitter there. Only inside of the oil filter had. Go figure out. Let's see. With one way or the other, when you see metallic savings, how many options? What options? What choices you have? What are you gonna do? You're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna put a new oil, new filter, and then you're gonna call it a day. And if it's not at the point that you're gonna seize the crank, it's been compromised, the bearing, but it's not that bad. It's not justifying any metallic savings. That's it. That's it for now. That's the second part, I think. Next part, I'm gonna clean all the parts, and if I see something, I might make another video. Otherwise, you're gonna see a new parts and start putting it together. Thank you very much. Over and out. Have a good day.